This is the Angels Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Los Angeles Angels. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hello, Halo Nation. Hello, Halo hopefuls, and welcome back to the latest edition of the Locked On Angels Postcast, coming at you live, as always, after every single Angels game, and especially after a heck of a win like tonight, right here on the Locked On Angels YouTube channel, and after the fact, both on the channel and wherever you get the Locked On Angels audio podcast feed. If you don't know who I am, what the heck is going on, everybody? My name is Gavin Carlson, former credentialed journalist in the LA area with the Daily Bruin, spent 4 years covering you. I'm laughing at the comments. My goodness. Covering UCLA sports, and now in year 2 with the Locked On Podcast Network, where it is your team every day. Our team is the Angels, and the Angels were a baseball team tonight. They were a baseball team tonight. A baseball team tonight. Like Aaron says here, I had fun watching the Angels. Is this real life? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Thanks to a 6-run, bottom of the 8th inning, capped off with a 3-run shot from Moncada and a solo shot from Joe Adell, but all started with a couple crazy plays. The Angels come from behind. They blow the lead. They get it back in epic fashion. A 6-run bottom of the 8th to steal an 8-3 win over the Blue Jays in the series opener on Tuesday night at the Big A. As always, shout out to everybody in here. The chat is unsurprisingly turned up. We've got Mike Trout himself in here. Not actually, but we got a Mike Trout profile in here. FJ Lopez, Okister, Jonathan, Real Marco Polo, Primetime 21, John, David, Larry as always, Matthew, Vicky, Manny, John, Wine Time Sports, and so many others. Seth is back in here. Angels win, Spinner Rip, Tom, Nathan, Dave. Shout out to everybody in here. The vibes are high. The vibes are high. And first and foremost, and we need to do it sometimes, when we have to deal with a team like this, every once in a while, you just have to take a deep breath and smile and let yourself smile. Let yourself enjoy a win. Mahoko in here saying very happy. Jonathan saying free tacos, baby. Yes, it's one win, but I don't care. It's been brutal. God, it's been brutal. This team hasn't scored 6 runs since April 10th, guys. April 10th. So celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. And now let's get to America's favorite segment.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Obviously, the turning point, the bottom of the 8th inning. Because at this point, it was a close game throughout. Obviously, some fireworks in the early innings. We'll talk about that later. Then nothing really happened until Ryan Johnson gives up the solo shot in the top of the 8th. And I, like probably all of you, like everyone in the stadium, when that pitch leaves, or when that swing leaves, and the Angels fall behind in the top of the 8th, Anthony Santander with the solo shot on what wasn't a bad pitch, by the way, from Ryan Johnson. I always try to be fair. It's a cutter down and in. It's a pretty good pitch. The fact that he swung on that, right? But Anthony Santander makes it 3-2. I'm sitting there like all of you going, oh God, another late inning close game. It's 2-2. It's been 2-2, 3-3, 4-4, 4-2 in all of these games, right? And outside of the ones where we get blown out, we've had a lot where it's been close late in a low-scoring ball game, and we've lost. So for this team finally to respond to some bullpen struggles, even if it is just one solo shot, and finally respond with a huge inning in the late innings, this was very similar to what we were seeing from this team in the first 2 weeks, right? And unsurprisingly, what things happened in this inning outside of Jorge Soler, what things happened in this inning, and also happened in this whole game that we haven't been seeing throughout this whole stretch. It's the strikeouts were not there tonight. Only 6 for the team, which for the Angels is basically negative amount of strikeouts. We've been striking out 10 plus times a game. Only 6 strikeouts. You take 3 walks. And in this inning, it's leadoff extraordinaire, Zach Neto, who once again extends his hitting streak by once again leading off the bottom of the first inning with a base hit. He does it like every game. Gets the base hit in the first inning, but here in the bottom of the 8th, top of the order, leads off the inning with the walk. with Yimi Garcia coming to the game, and immediately Zach Neto gets the walk. Then he steals second base. Oh my goodness. What a welcome sight. A walk and a stolen base? What team is this? I thought it's just strikeout, 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 and then hit one home run and lose 9-1. This team can get a walk and then steal a base and then put down an actual sack bunt. I couldn't believe my eyes. Nolan Schanuel puts down the sack bunt, and look what happens when you put the ball in play, when you have runners on base. We've been yelling it throughout this entire losing streak and offensive slump. Just put the ball in play. Just get guys on base. We've got a couple athletes in the lineup. See what happens. And so leave it to Zach Neto, the Energizer Bunny, the rally starter, to start this rally with the walk and a stolen base, and then just let some craziness happen. We've been unlucky in this streak. We've also just been terrible. I'm not saying that luck is the reason that we are awful, but let's get some positive luck for once. Schanuel puts down a bunt and a horrible error there. Ernie Clement just basically drops the ball. Neto is able to slide into third, get up and score, tie the game at 3. Now, Jorge Soler almost made me want to rip my hair out when right after that, all that momentum, Schanuel on second, you just scored a run. There's nobody out. Not really the guy you want up to have a productive out, but still, come on, have a productive out. Or dare I say, just don't strike out on 3 pitches, right down the middle. He strikes out on a fastball right there after taking a fastball right there on the first pitch of the at-bat, a unbelievably angry at-bat that Jorge Soler puts up. Not angry him making us angry. And yes, Jonathan saying that Schanuel bunt was not good. It wasn't. But look what happens when you just put the ball in play, man. Every once in a while, it's going to work out. When you put the ball in play, when you have someone on base, when you have speed on base, right? But Taylor Ward comes up after Nolan Schanuel, or after Soler strikes out. And Taylor Ward deserves a lot of credit in this game. Obviously, he he starts the scoring for the Angels with the home run, right? He makes one of the best fielding plays I've ever seen him make, right? And then he gets it done right here with a base hit. I know it didn't score Schanuel. I know it wasn't a hard hit ball or anything, but to have the at-bat that he had, 7 pitches, you get a base hit on a sweeper, a great 3-2 pitch, a sweeper right on the corner down and away, and he's able to luck out a little bit, get a base hit. Now you got first and third. They bring in Jeff Hoffman, and O'Hoppe comes up. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, did this performance from Logan O'Hoppe feel so good, especially in this moment. And that's why mid-turning point, we're going with.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
It's Logan O'Hoppe. And I know this is the first game in centuries where there's a couple guys that might have been worthy. Taylor Ward did go 2 for 3 with a solo shot and the big hit there that scored one of the big runs in the 8th inning, right? Zach Neto, he had a hit. He had 2 runs. He had that walk. We just mentioned him, right? Obviously, Moncada has the huge 3-run shot in this inning. And Tyler Anderson quietly has another good outing, 6 2/3, just 6 hits, 2 earned runs. But the player of the game, gosh darn it, when we are a lineup that never gets base hits, and always strikes out, and the king of that, unfortunately, this season has been Logan O'Hoppe. The average now looking really good at 294. The OPS looking really good at over 900. But let's not act like it's still been home run, double, or strikeout, period, for Logan O'Hoppe, right? So for him to have a game where he goes 3 for 4, we haven't seen many 3-hit performances from any Angels. So I don't care that another guy had a 3-run shot. I don't care that Ward went 2 for 3 with the solo shot. I know Joe Adell hit a home run as well. 3 hits in a ball game, including the biggest swing of the game. This was still the biggest swing of the game. It's 3-3. And at this moment, Logan O'Hoppe on an 0-2 pitch takes a splitter. Not a great pitch from Hoffman, especially on 0-2, but he's able to hit a line drive into left field, score Schanuel, puts the Angels up 4-3. And I know the inning explodes from there. And so all the guys deserve credit. But that's still the biggest swing of the game, in my opinion, because very many times O'Hoppe or anyone else in this lineup strikes out or does not come through in this moment. It's 3-3 going in the 9th, and we probably lose the ball game, especially looking at who the Angels had available in the bullpen, right? So O'Hoppe comes through with the big one. You're able to take a sigh of relief because you already have the lead, and that's when Yoan Moncada, in his first game back, puts the game away. First pitch fastball, pretty much down the middle, and oh my Lord, did he crush it. 107.9 exit velo 407 feet. He destroyed it. Love to see it. So many guys that we want to see come through, right? If you told me it was a game where even a guy like Jorge Soler hit a home run or something, or even Zach Neto had like a clutch double, you'd say, okay, they've been playing well, but for it to be Moncada in his first game back, for it to be Taylor Ward, who has been awful until yesterday and now today, for it to be Logan O'Hoppe, who has been good, but strikes out a ton and is supposed to be the best hitter on this team, boy, did that feel good. Moncada, the 3-run shot, and then after a Rengifo ground out, Joe Adell, just because why not? He adds a solo shot off Hoffman as well, who has a horrible outing. And boy, did Adell crush this one 418 feet to make it a 6-run bottom of the 8th inning. Mind you, once again, this Angels team had not scored 6 runs in a game since April 10th. I'm almost positive that's the stat. And they did it in the 8th inning alone. In the 8th inning alone to pick up the 8-3 or the 8-3 lead and the 8-3 win. We're going to take our break. When we come back, we have to give Tyler Anderson his flowers, and I'm going to tell you why this better, and I mean better, change the vibes a little bit, get us some momentum. All right, I'll be right back after this break on the Locked On Angels Postcast. Today's show is brought to you by Monarch Money. Ever check your bank account and wonder where did all my money go? Boy, do I. Between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in, your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place. So you stop just managing your money and start building wealth. When I started using Monarch, I realized just how much I was spending on food takeout. Now I budget's a little bit smarter. I actually went to the grocery store for the first time in a while. I'm making more food at home and I save more. Instead of juggling multiple apps, you can use Monarch to check your finances, track spending, and even plan long-term goals. So take control out of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year. And today's show is also brought to you by Gametime. There's nothing better than catching an MLB game live. The crack of the bat, the roar of the crowd, and the smell of ballpark food. And if you're looking to go last minute, Gametime makes getting tickets easier than ever. With last minute deals, all-in pricing, and a lowest price guarantee, Gametime takes the stress out of buying MLB tickets. Plus, ticket prices drop as Gametime gets closer, meaning you can score an incredible deal. And, Gametime is the official ticketing partner of Locked On. And as the Angels games continue, I already, wanted to go to the game last week. We know what happened. Still planning to go on to future games, and I know I can count on Gametime. I love the Gametime Picks feature where it filters out all the fluff. It only shows you the top deals, the top discounts. So when you're in a rush, when you're literally on the way to the stadium and still don't have your tickets, it makes it easy. Plus, there's a seat view before you buy. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONMLB, LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Download Gametime today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. And when I say guaranteed, I'm not talking about Charles Barkley, guaranteed, because boy, he's never right. But you know who was right today? Not only the lineup for the Angels, but Tyler Anderson. He deserves his credit. Wasn't some groundbreaking start, but certainly a good start, especially with how the game started. Gives up 2 runs in the top of the first inning after striking out Bo Bichette. Single to Vlad Guerrero Jr., pops out Anthony Santander, but with 2 outs and 1 guy on, George Springer takes a first pitch, 87.5-mile-an-hour fastball right down the middle, and he absolutely pummels it. And it was an awful pitch, and Springer did with it what you should do with it. Fortunately for Tyler Anderson, that was about all the Blue Jays did in this ballgame. He gives up those 2 runs on those 2 hits, gives up another single after that to Alejandro Kirk. So 3 hits, 2 earned runs in the first inning. Well, guess what he did the rest of the ballgame? Just 3 hits and a walk the rest of the way. The rest of the way. Goes 6 2/3, 2 earned runs, 6 hits, 1 walk, 7 Ks. His ERA drops to 2.68. He's looking like the pitcher that was an all-star the beginning half of last season. Very impressive for him. And, once again, it's very hard to pitch for this Angels team because until the 8th inning, he had no sign of getting enough help to win the game, if that makes sense. Even though the Angels picked up 2 runs in the bottom of the first, you could kind of tell in the middle innings that the Angels, sure, they were making some contact, but they still weren't really threatening. And so it's Tyler Anderson, even in the rare game where he might have been able to pitch with a lead, he, didn't give himself that opportunity by giving up 2 runs in the top of the first inning. But still, to be able to hunker down, lock up the Blue Jays lineup the rest of the way, very, very impressive. Now, the bullpen, some scariness. Ryan Johnson does give up the solo shot. Outside of that, he was pretty darn good. Just kidding. He wasn't pretty darn good, but he was decent. He got 2 outs. He gave up 2 hits. But he had 2 strikeouts. So that's really what made it impressive. He got out of the inning when it could have gotten a lot worse. Had an impressive couple of strikeouts as well. Hector Neris, of all people, gets the win. Poor Tyler Anderson still doesn't get the win. Hector Neris comes in, gets 2 strikeouts, able to be the one who actually saves the inning for Ryan Johnson. And then Fermin, of all guys, is the one that comes in the 9th inning. Fortunately, we had an 8-3 lead, and he goes 1-2-3, and that ERA drops all the way to 11.25. But still, we will take it. Very nice that the lead wasn't 4-3 because, things get stressful with these types of, with those types of leads with this version of the Angels bullpen, right? Being up 1 run. So to be up 8-3, you don't have to worry about Kenley or anything like that. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Now, we talked obviously plenty about the lineup, but just to go through it one more time in terms of the actual stats, Neto 1 for 3, 2 runs with the walk. Sean Newell goes 0 for 3, but he did have the run, obviously, after getting on via the error. Soler 0 for 4 with the strikeout. He was not good. That strikeout was awful, but fortunately, everyone else picked it up. Taylor Ward 2 for 3 with the 2 RBIs. He had the solo shot. He also had a walk. Ohapi, the player of the game, in my opinion, 3 for 4 with the run and the big RBI in this one. Moncada, just 1 hit, but boy, oh boy, what a hit. The 3-run shot. Rengifo goes 0 for 4 as well with a strikeout. Campero leaves the game with an injury. He had the walk there, and then he got hurt on a swing. Don't know what happened there. Joe Adell comes in and goes 1 for 2 with the solo shot, obviously. And then Kyron Paris, a 1 for 4 in the 9th spot. At this point, we'll take a 1 for 4. We'll take a 1 for 4. But what does this win mean, right? We leave with this. What does this win mean? You just hope it builds even the slightest bit of confidence in this lineup, right? The fact that, again, it was the guys who needed to turn things around that did. Taylor Ward, Moncada in his first game back, even guys like Ohapi, like I was saying, right? For those guys to come through, it is massive. For Taylor Ward to, after the game, in the interview, saying that he worked with Johnny Washington and it helped him, crazy. Couldn't believe it, but we'll take it, man. And hopefully it means something going forward. I don't know why I was feeling good about this Blue Jay series. That was before Sunday happened, but still, you have a great opportunity to win your first series in forever. And then you've got a struggling Orioles team after that. I'm not even looking at the Orioles, series yet, other than the fact that I might go on Friday. But outside of that, let's just get 1 win in the next 2 games. And let's see the offense, even in a loss, dare I say, put up 5 runs, put up 6 runs again, right? I would love to see this offense put together multiple games in a row where you don't strike out 10 times, just 6 strikeouts. Once again, 6 strikeouts, 3 walks. Unsurprisingly, you win the ball game, right? So do that again. Even in a loss, I'll take it. Have a game where you have 7 strikeouts, another couple of walks. You have a lot of hits, right? That's what we want to see right now. See some sort of improvement. Make sure it's not a 1-game fluke, right? Show some consistent improvement, that there's actually adjustments made in that day off on Monday. Johnny Washington, maybe he actually did something, and we can see some positive vibes going forward for the lineup. I'm not worried about the rotation. The bullpen, we know it needs Ben Joyce to come back. It needs guys like Ryan Johnson and Zephyr John to just get more experience under their belt. I'm not too worried about the bullpen. It kind of is what you expect. A not great bullpen, right? Would like to see Kenley Jansen be more consistent. Certainly we need Ben Joyce back eventually. And Ryan Johnson and Zephyr John are going to continue to get better, right? But it's the lineup that has been the biggest concern all of last year and this year, the lineup. And it's specifically the lack of adjustments, the same approach that is not working. So if we can see a new approach consistently, that is what I want to see. Angel Antonio is saying, hardest I've seen Ward run in my life for that out. Yeah, absolutely. But yes, the vibes are good. Also, I know you guys aren't going to like this, but I am from the Bay Area. I am a Warriors fan. So boy, oh boy, am I happy. Praying for Steph Curry's hamstring, but what a win for my Dubs. I just had to say it. But yes, we're going to wrap this one up. Huge win for the Angels, 8-3 series opener against the Blue Jays. Obviously, now an opportunity to win a series for the first time in forever. You're still somehow, some way, only 6 games under 500. I say only, but when you have been this bad for this many games in a row and you're still just 6 games under 500, shows how good of a start you had and shows how much of an opportunity you have to still have a somewhat decent first half of the season, I guess. I don't know. But tomorrow it will be Kikuchi against Barrios. We talked about the rotation feeling good. The only guy we're not feeling good about is Kikuchi. So how nice would it be? The lineup shows us something for the first time in a while today. Tomorrow, lineup shows us something again, and Kikuchi gets his first win. Well, boy, oh boy. I don't care what would happen in the third game on Thursday. It would absolutely be a successful series against the Blue Jays if that happens tomorrow. I'm not predicting a win, to be honest. Barrios, don't like the matchup. A solid righty against the righty-heavy Angels lineup. Don't like our chances, but still, he's not been lights out. 3.98 ERA, 1-1. Kikuchi 0-4 with the 4.21 ERA. I think we have an opportunity. The lefty did well today when Tyler Anderson. Maybe another lefty can do well tomorrow in Kikuchi. But we'll be back here tomorrow night, as always. Win tomorrow. It's officially a win streak, says Aaron. Win is a win, says Fud Alex. Absolutely. So go celebrate the win tonight. I'll see you back here tomorrow night after hopefully another Angels win. And as always, go Halos, baby. Take care.